For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome to episode 25 of That's a Shame.
Yes.
I am Declan.
And I am Isaac.
And this is now quarter of a century for us.
I know, I'm very excited.
Good job,
about
it's the fourth time I've said that today.
Yeah, I guess I would have been more excited if it was an organic response, but having recorded this intro about 1,000 times now, we've had some technical issues, haven't we?
We've had more than our fair share of technical issues today. My internet's died thrice. Your internet's died once. We've had
So far,
Mr. Joseph D'Angelo faking, lying, cheating, swindling bastard that he is.
well,
Calling me and then
episode 6, by the way,
hanging up and then
and denying all knowledge.
denying it ever happened.
It's just such an odd crime. It speaks to a disturbed mind, I think.
Definitely. There's no sane man has ever committed such a blatant falsehood.
Such an easily falsifiable attack. But, you know, there are two sides to every story. It's just that, in this case, one of the sides
Is a complete
be a lie.
fabrication.
No, look, I'm joking. I'm sure Dange, has his reasons, whatever they may be.
Look, I'd have been more amenable to his side of things if he hadn't been so violent and vehement in his defence.
Yeah, well, it did have an element of doth protest too much about it.
Yes, the
Oh,
Dange
well.
he doth.
Let bygones be bygones.
No,
as
that's
we
it.
Welcome.
We're
not.
over.
Okay.
And the
Oh,
whole
it was
episode
lovely.
is going to be me trash talking.
Systematically dismantling.
Let's start with Dange's childhood.
Oh dear.
No, I mean, I do love him. It's a shame he has to wait until Wednesday to find that out.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Episode 25 is intended as a host of positivity moving forwards because we've put a cap on our, let's call it our Christian years. Like when didn't Taylor Swift start off as like a Christian pop singer?
Was that Katy Perry, I thought?
Oh yes, that was Katy Perry, yeah. Taylor Swift just started off as like country songs, didn't she? But yeah, so we said goodbye to that little age, our two and a bit episode foray into Christianity, and now we're moving
To
on.
Islam.
Well, it was bound to happen. We've got one episode on each of the major religions. Don't think it's just going to be Abrahamic, guys. We're going Buddhism. It's going to be big.
Taoism.
Oh, I've got a lot to say. Have you read that book, The Tower of Pooh? Which is about Winnie the Pooh rather than fecal matter.
Thank goodness. I thought
Yeah.
that you'd taken a different reading turn since last I saw you.
Yes, I've had a head injury of sorts.
turns out me lending you Finkelstein was quite the error.
It was the end.
You needed Captain Underpants instead.
At best, on a good day. Anyway, yes, it's a nice book and it teaches you all about Taoism through Winnie the Pooh. Xantics. I
Oh,
think you'd really enjoy it. But yeah, here we are, 25. Any like top of the show, admin, behind the scenes stuff. We said on the last show that we passed 1,000 followers, but we should say now that we're still past 1,000, which means that like 100 people haven't unfollowed us, which I'm taking as a very positive recommendation of our work. So
yeah,
far.
exactly.
It seems like a commendation.
Yeah, we're starting to get more interaction as well.
Yes,
It's all we've ever asked for, so we don't feel
really
like
is.
it's much. So it's been nice. We've had an email.
Oh,
That's not such good news.
well, it's lovely that there was an email. It's just a shame that it's one that upon reading it, your life changes quite fundamentally. It's not so much that it's in a bad way, it's in a way that it's like you've unlocked a new and more tragic awareness than ever before.
Yeah, I think we're going to have another depressing recurrence of episode 18.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
to Isaac's
When
morbid...
I come back from Disneyland, what is it called? The most morbid place on earth?
That's the one, yeah.
Mickey's just a big skeleton man. Yes, it's going to be delightful.
So-
But yeah, we'll get to that in our shame mail segment.
I'm glad that we just stuck with shame mail. We couldn't be bothered to think of a better name for it.
Who can be fucked? Or like, what could it be? The thing about a feature is it's just nothing. I've always disliked, as you might be able to tell from all the stuff we've ever done, overproduction as a concept. Because like, there's a bit in Russell Brand's podcast that really stuck with me when I first listened to it. This must be about when did the whole Andrew Saxgate thing happen? Feels like about a decade ago now.
2008? I don't know.
Yeah, so it was before that even. So I was quite young, listening to this every Saturday night, live usually. And there was a bit where they had this feature that was a very loose feature. It might have been their feature, Jingle Race War, which was around the time that the BBC said that you couldn't host competitions, so they called it a race war instead.
Oh, I see.
And they were trying to build up to this feature, but Russell Brand kept kind of interjecting it being his own show on tangents. And at one point...
Oh, sorry. 18th October 2008. Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well done. That's very good knowledge. But yeah, one of the other presenters was like, Russell, you need to get to the feature. We need to get on with the show. And he's like, this is the show. Me just bullshitting is the show.
The whole thing.
You don't have this arbitrary bracket of what is and isn't content. It's just like a quality thing. So what I'm saying is, Shame Mail is about as good as it's ever going to get feature-wise.
It's as refined
as I'm willing to go. I draw the line at pre-planning as a concept.
That's fair.
But look, we have pre-planned, flying in the face now of what I just said, which is a hypocrisy you're going to have to learn to live with, as I do every day. We have pre-planned some content, and I thought we could kick off with something to just ease us out of Christianity, like climbing up a well in Batman.
Right.
Have I rightly described what happens in that last Batman film?
It's not a well, it is a prison.
Well. A dry prison well. It's a bit of both.
Like.
I do.
It just never had any water in it.
Not that we knew about, but maybe in dinosaur days. Anyway. So, this is the final visit to Christian Chat for a while, because it brings us onto a topic that I want to discuss briefly and with a great deal of disdain for having to discuss it and just the whole concept. There's a thread posted in Christian News Forum on Christian Chat called Doctor Who's 13th Time Lord to be a Woman. And the user Miri, who's from the UK, profile picture is a teapot with a bee in it. So make of that what you will. A bee pot. Now, that really does go against the laws of nature. Think techno-nerdy genius with memory like a sieve and sonic screwdriver who is always misplacing things in a telephone box and losing keys. That describes a man, and nothing but a man. If Doctor Who was meant to be a woman, the TV producers would have replaced the TARDIS with a nice new gleaming bathroom suite or modern kitchen long ago. Smiley face. And this is the person who we brought up last time for having the signature, he is God and we are not.
Oh, fun.
The first reply to it. Sad news. This is from Yahweh is Gracious, by the way, an Irish user. Sad news. No more of a fan of Doctor Who than I am. I don't know what I mean by that. Even I think it's completely unacceptable for this change to occur. The character is supposed to be a man. As much as vast changes like this are being shoved down our throats, I'm kind of surprised the new character is a woman and not a transgender individual. Maybe that's being saved for the 14th Doctor. Things like this are part of the reason why I no longer bother following popular culture. So, obviously this person is a cunt. We should point that out immediately. But what I want to, because there is a whole thread, there are pages upon pages of this, 3 to be specific, but each page has about 20 posts, none that I've seen offering anything in the way of a dissenting viewpoint from this abject sexism, transphobia, general wankery. And what I want to discuss then is the internet outrage to the Doctor Who 13 announcement, because neither of us watched the show.
No, it's fucking
as
drivel.
far as I know. Yeah, well, everyone likes different things. I used to watch it. I watched it with... I really like some of the actors who are in it, so I watched it to see Christopher Eccleston, because I always liked him.
Yeah.
But I thought that they were not very good. But I watched it because I like David Tennant, and I thought some of those were quite interesting ideas. There's one episode that has stuck with me as the only one I can remember, where they're on a planet made of diamonds or something, and it has this RSC actress who is just so good. I've seen her in something, but I can't remember her name. And the premise is that there's some kind of infection alien who makes you mirror people, and then they start talking in unison, and then like they become you. Have I explained that well? Do you understand what I mean?
I mean, I do, but only because you've told me about it before.
It's a really cool idea, and anyway, leave that there. So what I'm saying is Doctor Who is not something of which I'm a big fan. What I am a big fan of, though, is the popcorn that flows in the wake of any of these kind of announcements. Because I spent that, like, were we supposed to do an episode that day? Oh, no, we were supposed to post an episode.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really late doing it because I'd just been, like, refreshing Twitter, just watching the fallout as some of the stupidest people the internet is ever likely to accommodate without some kind of basic IQ test crawled out of their hovels to offer their opinions about how it's impossible for an alien from space, who is above all fictional, to ever be played by a woman. What was your hot take on the whole thing?
I mean, it was just really boring because you knew that it was coming, and then you knew that the outrage was coming.
At all.
Oh, well, I'd seen a lot of our friends who do like the show kind of posting things, with their speculations that it was going to happen. But it's just like every aspect of it was so predictable. Like you get the announcement, then there's the people who are equally as stupid who think that this is like the dawn of a new age. Like, that's it. It's over, guys. The war is won.
Yep.
Which it isn't. It's it's a good, interesting step, and
I think it's a positive step.
But it's not like the answer. So like everyone.
No,
it's
I
don't
think the battle is going to be won there.
It's like the sort of Saudi Arabians have looked and gone, "Fuck, they're right."
Yeah, we should stop oppressing them.
So I find that annoying. But then that there are going to be those people who are just blatantly sexist, saying women can't do this. A woman shouldn't have this role. And then there are those people who hide it under the most pathetic veneers
of like
misogyny. The guy
kind of ascribing premises as to why it doesn't work within the fiction.
Yeah, despite the fact that for the last sort of 4 series, they've very much geared it towards the fact that it can, like I've been reading about.
Yeah.
They've had, like, was it the Master? Is that a character?
Oh, yeah, they had... I read about that as well. They had a female reincarnation or regeneration of the Master.
I mean, the idea that it couldn't happen...
It's roundly refuted by the text.
by the show.
What a fucking stupid thing to think.
But then also, like... we found one guy, because similar to the Christian chat thread was the Reddit thread about it.
Oh my God. The Reddit threads. There were so many.
The guy who had this really long post that was so like pathetic, being like, I just want a reason. Just give me a reason why he's been a man 12 times and a woman the 13th. Like, it's not my Doctor Who, like the fucking George Bush. And just reading it going, you are a super fan of a show whose main antagonist is a robot that is flat on the bottom but can fly.
Only in the most recent.
And go upstairs. Like, what reason are you looking for? His main weapon is a fucking screwdriver, you prick. Where's the sense? What sense are you trying to ascribe to this?
It's so revealing. Like, it's such a deeply... It's just a perfect glimpse into the underlying misogyny when your whole argument stems from Doctor Who in particular. Like, there are examples of this all the time in like characters that are rewritten. There was some stuff in Hannibal. There was a bit of an outcry about which of the characters was it? Alana Bloom, that's a man in the books.
Oh yeah, Dr. Bloom.
And I read some backlash to that, but because it's set in a universe that is more realistic, the backlash manages to hide itself better as being like, well, I just don't think it serves the story. It doesn't really make sense in the universe. But when it's something which is, part of the enjoyment of a show like Doctor Who is that it's out there and that it, has these sonic screwdrivers and Daleks and Cybermen and bizarre things. When it's that fantastical, how mad do you have to be to think that the one immutable aspect is going to be the gender of like a main character? It's so stupid.
Like the thing is that I don't mind if you're like pointing out the fact that, I mean, it is a cynical move that they've made. Like, I really have very few doubts about that. I mean,
I don't know.
well, it's not just a cynical move, but it is
Yeah.
a cynical move. They haven't.
I think when we talked about this, I said that I'm glad that we're alive during the age of these awkward decisions having to be made, where there is no sense in which you can't make the decision in a vacuum. Like, you know that if you're casting a woman as Doctor Who, you're like breaking a glass ceiling that has existed for, what is it, 50 years, the show or something?
Something like that.
So you have to be aware of that decision. But on this same note, like, there are lots of good reasons to do so. I don't think it's so much cynical as it is just has to be aware of the context of that kind of decision making. Because you have to know that a decision like that affects the broader landscape.
Well, like,
they have to be made at some point. Like, there always would have to be one first female protagonist.
Yeah, the idea of now's not the time is one of the the more pathetic arguments. But like, the point that I was going to go on to make from that is that even if that is your view, that it's like some deeply cynical move, that it's some mad agenda pushing communist
social
BBC,
justice warriors
attempting to do this, and that they've done it just because the numbers are flagging and they want to, bring in new people. Like, even if that is your opinion, it's too boring to be worth mentioning.
It really is. Like, is this the hill you want to die on with your men's rights, mostly bullshit concept? Yeah, it's very, very odd. It's just, I always enjoy internet outrage about things like this. There was the same with if you've seen, they announced that the next Oceans, as in Oceans 11 franchise, is going to be all like 11 women, I think, is the idea. And people are just going mental about that. They've started suggesting that 007, I think I've not heard any rumours about this from the industry, but the internet seems to think that James Bond's going to be Jane Bond or something. And it's all just like the sheer outrage, this limitless supply of outrage from a political sector that considers themselves the harbingers and protectors of free speech and in opposition to like the snowflakes on the left. It's just the most perfect and curious irony that they're kicking up such a fucking fuss.
So offended.
About, let us remind ourselves, Doctor
Children's
Who.
television program.
And it's not to undermine the show, like what you like, but have a small sense of perspective, like just a little bit. Surely,
but like, especially people who don't watch the show but are annoyed about it, of which there seems to be many. Like, what does it matter? Doesn't matter to you. Doesn't affect you. Leave it be. Imagine thinking that it mattered.
It's. I just read this comment and I've revisited the thread on Our Television. I mean, Reddit not known for its progressive political values on the whole. Although there are parts
from time to time it does. Yeah,
I would say it gets a bad rap.
I think that it is a net force for good.
Yeah, I would say so. If only because it facilitates so many conversations about so many things, which can't be a bad thing. It's just a shame that some of them in any circumstance will be about, let's nominate Donald Trump and meme his way into the presidency. This person in a thread literally full of comments like, why must social justice warriors ruin every TV series I like? And I'm a simple man. I see feminist pandering. I downvote. And things like, cringe. All the people are arguing, saying people are overreacting, saying it's a girl. It's like making James Bond a girl, 5 question marks. In this thread, one of the most highly upvoted comments is, pandering to liberals never works. They will always be outraged. It is in their nature. Mark my words, this is the end of the show. That's one sentence in which they so completely undermine their own argument. It's just beautiful to watch.
And my other favourite argument that I was seeing everywhere was, and that it's just a factor of its recent popularity, was, what next? A male Wonder Woman? Well, no. Literally the stupidest thing. Like, what a non-point. What a failure to grasp the argument.
It's so in the vein of that great Simpsons joke about old man shouts at cloud, man yells at cloud. It's just the most impotent rage. Like, as if, what are they hoping is going to happen? Because loads of people are saying, like, well, that's it for Doctor Who, the ratings are going to fall. I guarantee you, like, I would put money on the ratings for the first episode of this next series being higher than, like...
Ever before.
Yeah, basically. Because scrolling through Twitter, like, if you're on the right hashtags rather than, like, hashtag death of Doctor Who or something, then you'd see every maybe 10 or so negative tweets. There was something like, it's amazing that Doctor Who's going to be a woman. I've never been a fan, but I'm going to watch it now because I'm really interested. I think this is a great move. And surely that silent, I mean, hopefully more than surely, hopefully that silent portion of the population outweighs the fucking idiots who are shouting around on Twitter.
All I can be certain of is I still won't be watching.
Oh, I think I'm going to give it a go. I'm interested to see. Because I hear they're firing, or he is leaving, the showrunner.
Oh, is that Moffat?
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of him, so I think maybe... Although I think he did write that episode I like, but maybe he's just not
He
very
used
good
to
at
be
running
pretty
shows.
good, but then he just became a parody of himself
That's a shame,
through
isn't it?
Sherlock, didn't he?
I heard they're going to get a female showrunner just to do the 1-2 punch. Wouldn't that be amazing? If
I heard it's going to be...
They said, actually, we got a whole female cast, and every episode's about a different facet of social justice.
the next one's about
Star Trek.
The next one's about collective farming.
All episodes take place in the Soviet Union in its kind of heyday, in a kind of alternate universe one without any Stalins. Yeah, it's going to be great. But yes, that wraps up my Doctor Who section.
We move them surely from one progressive to another in the shape of the wonderful Alan.
Oh, wonderful indeed. Don't tell me he's being cast as a woman.
Almost certainly not.
He's probably got a cast of a few women at home.
I mean, you have sort of inadvertently predicted some of what's to come.
I'm so sorry that that's the case. I'm sorry.
So sorry
not
you
only
were
for
right.
undermining the reveal, but so sorry that exists anywhere outside the context of this conversation.
So listeners,
That's them. Are you saying they're just scrounging off us? Fucking users getting their free audio.
listeners who listened to episode 17, Clear Internet
that's
Search Help.
Not you, then go back and listen to it.
Absolutely, one of our favourites.
It's a good one.
Will be familiar with Alan, the other night porter at the hotel where I work, and his strange YouTube proclivities.
Strange and kind of eclectic.
Yeah,
He covers a wide range,
worrisome.
certainly.
Yeah. So it's been a few weeks now since I last checked the internet history. My colleague, not Alan, my colleague, my friend, Mark.
You did this last time, described Mark as well.
Well, because I keep thinking about who is it okay to name and who isn't it.
Oh, yeah.
But he told me that I should check it out again. He's been sort of scrolling through. The interesting thing that you pointed out is that the watching the videos goes up to and past sort of 7 a.m. in the morning. Right. So he's like, sometimes I'm like walking into work and saying hello and going to go to get myself a cup of tea, and he's still doing it. And like just when I get back to the desk, he must be closing.
I don't want to know that.
But so I haven't got as extensive a list as last time because we're going for a shorter episode today. We've
done a few longer ones.
We've been taking up a lot of your time of late.
Taking up a lot of our time.
But I do have a brief and extremely troublesome selection from Alan.
I'd expect nothing less from a man such as he.
We start with the return of an old favourite. This seems to be one of Alan's all-time top videos.
It's literally a video he's seen before.
Yep, it's everyone's favourite. Guinness World Record by Indians in 2015 that nobody wants to break.
He's like, do they still not want to break it? It's been 3 weeks. Step up, boys.
And you're saying still, no nation It's dead.
It was still Indians that did it, yeah? Just checking, because I forgot briefly, but
We still haven't
it's
checked.
good that he's keeping on top of it.
We still haven't checked what this record is, but I just don't want to know.
Certain it doesn't exist. Spoiler. It's bullshit.
Then, straight after that, interestingly, he watched a video called 15 Times the Wind Blew in the Wrong Direction. No. No. Wait.
What?
Wait. No, because it is explained. : to the delight of the camera lens.
Oh, is this like horrible lascivious upskirts?
I think it might be.
Alan, also the delight of the camera lens
I
is
know,
the
it's
most
sickening.
disgusting, like, abstraction of yourself from perversion
I know.
and from your lecturing.
I wasn't
It wasn't
happy.
me, love. The camera lens was delighted by a shot of your clunge. That's the worst thing I've ever said.
It's so horrible. I was talking to Emily the other day.
Shout out.
Exactly. Friend, listener, emailer.
Comrade.
And she was saying about the moments when you just go full in on the horror, and I have to say something like "thanks for that" or "cheers," and I had to explain that it's a really odd characteristic of yours because you are so pathologically opposed to mess and fluid and anything like that. I mean, I
hate it.
have watched Isaac in horror eat a jam donut with a knife and fork. Like, this is the extent
What?
to which Isaac will go.
I am not happy about you broadcasting
Excuse
that to the
me,
world.
you are
That was my foible.
you are not allowed. If I listen,
That's
if
something
I
I'm
listen
working
back
through.
and this is edited out, you are in for a fucking world of hurt. But
Such
but
power.
it's like it's this really interesting tendency you have to go full in. You just commit to the image, and then I know that you've utterly disgusted yourself.
Yeah, I feel quite sick.
Afterwards.
It's because it's a different part of my brain that does the speaking.
Part that does the
processing.
cutlery.
Because then I think there's a bit I keep separate for all the jams. Any of the preserves I just ship over to the cutlery department.
Oh.
Yes, I frequently do upset myself with things that come out, quite often in that voice as well. I think going to Yorkshire was a bad move.
Playing Alan Bennett for 2 years
Hello, love.
really changed you. I was explaining as well that to why was I saying this? Oh yeah, because Graham, a manager, is from Manchester, and I can't remember what phrase he used, but he used a kind of a northern idiom to.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. It's not even that obscure, but he said, "I've made some pasta. Do you want tea?" And Mark looked at him like, "How are those things connected?" Thinking of the drink. that's not a known combination. But I kind of interjected and was like,
Translated.
dinner. Oh yeah.
When the northern man says tea, what he means is supper.
When we were at uni, I had a friend called Chris, and we went to a pub called the Victoria. You remember the Victoria?
With Mick.
No, this was in the days of Lou, before Mick.
Oh, okay. I didn't go in those days.
Oh my God, Lou was the greatest. He was the most Yorkshire person
All right,
in
don't-
the
Don't
world.
diss Mick.
But apart from the fact that he was called Llewellyn,
Wow.
I know, but he was the most miserable landlord that you ever could hope to
perfect.
meet. But he used to use the northern idiom "cock" to mean mate,
Oh, yeah.
and Chris could never wrap his head around this. He'd go up to the bar, right, would you like cock? And Chris would sort of be taken aback. And he'd go, I'll have two.
Excuse me?
I'll have two of the of the ruby ales. And he's like, all right. And then he sort of like hands over the money, gives him his change. Like, all right, cheers, cock. And again, Chris would just make eye contact with him for a bit and then walk away. And then he comes and sits down at the table and says, "My man just called me a cock."
Oh,
Chris, he didn't call you a cock. Called you cock. It means mate.
Called you cock of all cocks. They like duck and cock and things, don't they?
But Lou
Did he ever try and say it back to
No,
you, though?
no, thankfully.
I'll have a pint of Stella.
Cock.
You cock.
You prick.
Horrid cock.
No, Lou was incredible. He came over to us once while we were doing the pub quiz. It was I think it was like mid-October. We were talking to him because he seemingly liked us, partly because we spent so much fucking money in there, I think.
Yeah,
because we only
I'll
lived
do it.
2 doors away.
1 second away.
And so he was talking to us and he said, right, next week I'm going to have a joint fireworks and Halloween night.
Oh,
So we're going to have, it's going to be great. It's going to be karaoke, fancy dress. That we'll have fireworks out back. We're like, oh, well, sounds fantastic. And he went,
where the fuck is the outback of the Victoria?
you've been there before. There was the small concrete little beer garden out the back.
Yeah, wasn't it like about the size of a
Yeah, it
cupboard?
was also
doesn't seem like a safe
very
place
much
to set off a
open to the street.
Good.
But this was the thing: is he said to us, he was like, "Trouble is, you need council permission for fireworks." And he went, "However, there's 2 council bods sat over there, 2 council cocks sat over there having a drink. So I'm gonna go ask them if I can have my fireworks, and if they say no, I'm gonna call them cunts."
What a plan, Nick. I mean, Lou.
Just
That's foolproof.
I mean, I tell you, he had his fireworks. I don't know whether he got his council
well,
permission,
I'm
but he definitely had his fireworks.
I hope he had his cake and ate it too by having fireworks and calling them cuts. Unrelentingly.
Another Lou story that sort of leads quite nicely back to Alan is I hosted the pub quiz there a couple of weeks because you get free beer for doing it, so why not?
Oh, that's a definite.
And
yes.
one of the rounds was, classic, hand out the sheet, it's got screen grabs from various television shows, name the show. So I was looking through the big folder while people were doing this round of all the various iterations of it. And there was one with a screenshot from Love Thy Neighbour, which for those listeners that don't know was I think a 70s sitcom.
Yeah, I'd say 70s.
About a man who a white family that lived next door to a black family.
It's very 70s.
And hilarity ensued, of course.
Goodness.
But it was all sort of good-natured, but in a way that today looks very troubling.
Like they probably thought they were really progressive
Yeah.
at the time. They were like, God, we're doing something really good here. But just the fact that they did it seems like a shame.
Yeah.
No, it's probably a good
But
thing. I don't know enough about it to comment.
no, well, and he, I said to Lou, I said, "Wow, Love Thy Neighbour." I mean, couldn't get away with that today. Although I think, ironically, a little while afterwards, they did consider remaking it. I think it was cut. But
Shame.
But I said, "Yeah, couldn't get away with that." And he went, "No." Did you ever see Alf Garnett, who is a character from a show called Till Death Do Us Part, around the same time? And I was like, I have seen some, yeah. And he went, "Now, he were proper racist." And I went, yeah.
The character.
And I went, yeah. And he went, "Oh, it were great."
Oh, no.
And I to this day don't know whether he means the show or the fact
Or
that
the
racism was
racism.
given such a public television.
It was simpler
platform.
times back then, lad. You could cause them like you sees them. None of this Doctor Who 13 crap. Can't even call a cock. Don't make sense anymore. Lou, you're a shame.
Yeah, Lou left shortly after that.
He was chased out by the police. It was a really unfortunate affair.
We move back to Alan.
It's a shame that leads us
Yeah, I
back
know,
to Alan,
because
doesn't it?
the next video on Alan's list is NYC bus fight. This is one of the great titles. NYC bus fight. Lady calls a Jamaican lady a lesbian, and she went off.
He went off on an NYC bus,
Yeah.
more or less.
I
wonder what
Yeah.
it is. What's the impulse for Alan here?
I think he just likes fighting.
what's-
I mean, the majority
It
of the,
always seems to have a specifically racial bent, his fighting.
they really do. Either that,
But is it that... Well, we haven't seen the videos, so it could be that, like, It's like the Django concept of
But
triumph.
I mean, if we recall though, one of his first videos, "White Kid Knocks Out a Black," I feel as though
that shatters that, doesn't it?
argument is somewhat undermined.
It's just a bit racist.
He watches a lot as well of videos of members from global armies fighting as well. I haven't got them, but because they're all much of a muchness and quite dull. But it's, Green Beret fights Russian soldier.
Well, like one-on-one,
Yeah.
like a mini war.
It's like,
Is that how they decide who gets
it's the
Ukraine?
Cold War heated up again.
Weird.
Yeah. So there's loads of those. I mean, most of the videos are fighting, or the titles written in Hebrew.
Does he come across as a man who wants a fight? Does he have
no.
because there are some men
No,
that you see
he-
that are just like pregnant with battle,
Actually, quite the opposite. Like he's very restrained. He was
and maybe he gets it all out of his system in this way.
he was having a smoke outside the hotel a couple of weeks ago. Another friend was telling me, and they were sort of having a laugh, and I think he told a joke or something, and everyone laughed. And a guest came out to say that they were being too loud. Could they quieten down? And Alan was the one who turned around and was like, "Oh yeah, sorry mate, we will be. We'll quiet down." And as the bloke walked away, he was like, "Fucking old prick." And Alan, to his credit, did nothing. Like, just sort of like, "Yep, sorry mate, we'll do that." So he's not
Turned to the
he's
other
not
cheek.
exactly spoiling for a fight. Maybe he learned a lot from that video about the guy who intervenes the fight with a lesson on respect.
That guy is it's a very convincing argument that he puts forward there about how fighting is just like a distraction from the greater things in the world, and they just want communities to turn in on each other and fight amongst themselves, like the point you made in episode 12 about how the immigration debate works. Remember?
Yeah.
About how, like, if you ship loads of people into a poor area, then they're all just fighting for the same jobs, so it distracts you from the real enemy. I think that's Alan's basic philosophy.
And he was probably just looking to get back so that he could watch the ironically titled video, "Ultra Stupid People Do Ultra Stupid Things."
That's the one I'd like to see the most so
Yeah.
far, I think.
Um,
Ultra stupid is a very specific status to reach. It sounds like you should get a certificate.
donkey brains.
brains.
Then we have a strange selection of videos. Tell me the thread if you can.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout for one.
If you open your towel, I will give you a lot of money.
Okay, so it's prostitution vibes.
Next video. Ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find me.
Okay, that shit cray.
Yep. Next one. Easy way to remove stumps. which was
Hold on,
which
Alan.
was swiftly followed by the most amazing way to remove a stump.
The fuck is a stump in this context?
I'm hoping beyond all hope that it's tree stump.
I hope the next video is desperate ways to replace a stump. How to glue a stump back on.
No, the next one is one that you know, which is best long egg video.
Oh no, I hated that one. What is a long egg? It's like long pig, which is like when you eat humans, isn't it? No, I don't mean that casually. Like, when you're eating humans.
I'm getting a phone call from Liverpool.
Oh, answer it on air.
Hello?
Hello, it's Nigel calling from the Labour Party. Need to talk to you about Brexit.
You do not need to talk to that man about Brexit. What was
It's Nigel from the Labour Party. I need to talk to you about Brexit.
I'm sorry, was that real? Was that a real man? What does he need to talk to us about it? It's happened.
I've hung up. I'm not saying
Fucking
what.
hell. Do we have his number?
I'm not giving this.
Should we put it out on air as a bounty? Yeah, that'd be irresponsible. That was our first ever phone in, though. Congrats to us.
Yeah.
Let's have a little applause for
Oh
ourselves.
dear.
We're a proper
Well
radio
done.
show now. It's what Alan would have wanted. Okay, well, let's pretend that never happened. Because I'm
I'm going to
so
have to.
disturbed by the sheer monotone. It makes us sound like the most dynamic speakers of all time.
Yeah.
Hello, it's Andrew from the Labour Party.
Nigel,
Nigel.
from the Labour Party. I need to talk to you about
It
Brexit.
didn't sound very sincere either, did it?
doesn't need to talk to me about
Sounds like
anything.
all he needs is to be just extricated from his situation.
What does he? I thought, why does he need to talk?
Why
to me
you
about,
specifically?
Well, I haven't got any
You've got a
answers
singular
to
insight
give.
you've been withholding from the population until now.
I've got some dirt on all of Germany.
We need you to send Merkel flying. What a fucking mental person. That's the best thing that's ever happened while we've been recording. This man has stolen the show. His one sentence interlude.
That's it. I'm done.
How do we even go back?
Thanks for listening. There's no more hooked.
Fuck me. Well,
David Davis says that you're the guy.
he said I have to find the best and the brightest. When I say need, I mean it.
Get out to Brussels immediately. They're floundering without you.
Oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna just have to file that away in the part of my brain where I don't think about it anymore. Otherwise, it's gonna distract me from the whole rest of my day. We should off air. We need to follow up on this. We need to call him back.
Oh, well, yeah, no. There's no way I'm not.
We'll let you know what happens, listeners,
Right.
in future.
Oh, dear.
Well, okay. Back to Alan.
So, long egg.
I wish we weren't back at Long Egg.
It's not exactly a place to really effectively touch base.
What do we think
Because
it
I don't
means,
know what
then?
it means. I don't want to know or think about
Because
what it
it
means.
can't just be an egg. Because
That's long.
there's never been a single scenario in which the appropriate adjective to describe an egg was long.
Fucking hell, that's a long egg.
How do you like your eggs in the morning? Long!
I like 'em long.
Long as they are wide. A giant squared egg for the big square.
Very.
Yeah, there's no explanation reasonable. We should maybe look that one up and see what a long egg is. Where did he go next?
Then we have the last of my entries. And it's the most troublesome
I really
selection
do
of,
find that hard to believe.
of watches. No, you won't. I promise. He started with The Untold Truth of the Shawshank Redemption.
Well, there isn't one.
Okay. Then he went on to the real reason we don't hear about Joe Pesci anymore.
Wow, he's turned into a long egg. I heard he's been conscripted by the Labour Party into a Liverpool-based
phone people about
phone banking.
Okay, then we start the dive. We have
Also,
one,
Joe Pesci is definitely
two-
about to be in a film,
Yeah.
so I've heard plenty about him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 videos and then a Google search. And I mean, I've never been more worried. Okay, the first video is Hot Mom Sex Prawn.
Sex what?
Prawn.
Like prong without a G.
Yeah, like porn, but with the middle letters the other way round.
Okay, so kind of dyslexic porn.
Yeah, of hot dyslexic mums.
It's very niche, I'll give him that. He knows what he likes.
Then a title that escalates quicker than any other. Right? I'm going to say this. Oh my God. I'm just trying to convey the feeling that I have scrolling through the search history. Right, I'm going to tell you this title in 4 bits. Okay? Thumb War,
Thumb war, right?
Kissing Prank,
Right.
all caps, Gone Sexual,
That's a shame.
then in inverted commas, Gets a Blowjob.
The only place that I can understand this from is some kind of covert swapping of thumb to penis that is upsetting in every level.
But like,
Have I been doing thumb wars wrong?
penis war, kissing prank, Gone Sexual. What?
Gone
Why?
sexual is the worst.
I could not ever, in any capacity, write a sentence that started with thumb war and in less than 8 words ended with blowjob.
It's a kind of art that outdoes any of
That
that.
baby shoe story, no match.
No, because it's really more of a skill. It's like the Wikipedia game where you start at, I don't know, Engels and end at Hitler or philosophy or something.
Yeah.
But even more skillful.
We're coming into the home stretch.
I'm just trying to,
next two-
what I'm trying to do is like do a profile of him, like try and inhabit the kind of
Well-
mind that jots between
Well, you're about
across the genres.
well, you're about to get the clearest profile you possibly could.
I don't know that I want that.
Tough.
Some profiles are too clear.
All caps. #115. When me and my sister slept in the woods.
Okay.
Next video. Again, all caps. Overnighter with my sister in the Bavarian woods.
Right. This is troubling. Like, this has taken a different
What?
turn.
Just wait. Next title. 8 knots you need to survive in the woods.
Oh, no.
And then the last thing that Alan searched was Google Maps for South Ruislip.
Oh, no. So Alan is planning. Like, genuinely, do we report that to the authorities? I can't sit on the information that a man has stalked.
I'm being called from Londonderry, Northern Ireland.
Well, answer it.
Hello?
Oh, it's Morse code.
All right, mate. This is Des. Dave said you could do me a favour, mate.
What list is my number on?
I'm sorry.
What list is my number on?
Okay.
What-
Alan's
what-
list, I think.
Why have I been called by all
I'm
these
spying
people?
a direct connection between your meddling in Alan's murder plot and a sudden bombardment of random phone calls. How do you feel about that?
How am I supposed to sleep at night?
Well, not well. What did he say? Des says you can do a favour for him.
Yeah.
Des is very, very wrong.
It was clearly a recording as well.
I think this is. I think we were too quick to rule out Joe Dange and to kind of heal those wounds. I think they've only been opened again by what I'm certain is the work of a dangerous and twisted mind.
Well, yeah. What's going on?
I don't know, but I can't. My body can't cope with the momentum of this show. It's like being on a roller coaster.
I feel like, it doesn't help that we've been sort of trying to do it since 5 o'clock and it's now 9:30.
This has definitely been one of the weirder episodes.
What is this going to sound like?
I'll edit it into something. 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Back to Alan.
Where are we?
Ruislip, South Ruislip.
So just to summarise that last section, he's stalking someone and their sister. He's learned how to tie them up, and now he's going to the woods to murder them.
The South Ruislip woods.
Like, if the authorities, if this is played in a courtroom in future, although I sounded certain then, it was speculation, and I'm sorry that I was right.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I didn't find out in advance. I'm not encouraging it.
No.
I'm just saying this could be what's happening.
What other explanation is there for that series of searches,
No
though?
good one.
There's no answer but silence. Like, I don't... Alan,
He's a crimer.
he is an absolute Nigel calling from the Labour Party. He's an absolute fucking Des.
I think, it pains me in a way to have to segue to something that I know to also be a shame. But I guess we asked for it with the name of the show. Shame Mail.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I've forgotten about this.
Yeah. So we had an email literally minutes before we started recording. And it came through the contact form at shame.city/contact, hopefully. I honestly don't know, but it's on there. You can find it out.
It was troublingly titled Thought One.
Yeah, as if
Which-
to indicate that we're about to receive, we're going to be inundated with
Yeah.
thoughts as they occur to this person. No name, a fake email address, so nothing we can do to get back in touch there. The ball remains in their court. And the title does justice to the content, certainly. It's a single thought. Read it for us, Declan.
No, absolutely not. You're reading it.
I don't want to cast my eyes on it ever again.
Tough. You know what it says anyway, so...
It's one sentence.
A
No
question.
no salutation.
It's
no,
an interrogative.
Yeah. Do you ever think about the fact that your skeleton, right? Do you ever think about the fact that your skeleton is always wet? Help.
I mean...
It's a good job this person didn't leave their email address, because I would have forwarded it straight to the police.
To the authorities.
Subject line, attack them. Attack them with mace.
See this man and Alan. I'm being called from Londonderry again.
Get on board. This is the call-in segment of the show. Shame call.
Hello?
Hello, my name is Gary and I'm calling on behalf of the Labour Party in regards to the current election scandal.
Okay. Let's get some answers.
Yeah? What would you like to
Of
know?
the Russian hacking allegations that took place with the vote, we are planning on contesting the results of this election and we're holding a petition.
Okay.
Right?
Have you been contacted by any Russian representatives or Tory campaigners who sound like they have a Russian accent?
Hundreds. Literally hundreds.
Well,
I
only...
don't want the Conservative running this government. This is important for British democracy and we can't let those Ruskies win.
What is this
you're right.
£20 incentive offer to anyone who agrees with this petition to revote.
He what now?
I don't know.
Tell him he's too
Can you
Geordie.
hear me?
Not in a good way.
Yeah, I can hear you. Loud and clear. What would you like me
So
to
if you
do?
let us know your address, we can pop by tomorrow and reaffirm what we're doing and we'll have the 20 for you.
Never been more sure.
Absolutely not.
Actually, it looks like you've already got your address, so we'll pop by tomorrow and send a rep.
Don't come to my home. I'm forwarding your number. I'm forwarding your number to the authorities. You are a scam. Goodbye.
What's going on?
I think I'm about to get fucking... to get, like,
I don't know
the
what to
troubles
think.
into the next
Oh my
life.
god. What? I thought it was a soundboard until he responded from Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about this more off air, because I don't think we can analyse it enough when we have to bleep out everyone's names who may be involved. But I think we're going to have to forego Hooked. Oh no, we didn't answer the question. Do you think about the fact that your skeleton's always wet?
Never.
I hadn't until you said it, and I preferred life, quite honestly, quite genuinely, before that were the case. That said, good question. Thank you for emailing in. ts@shame.city if you'd like to do the same. Let's do some plugs and then sort out our lives.
I'm so afraid. I'm literally living in fear.
Oh no. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
I mean, if you like to email us with your thoughts, tas@shame.city. You can find us on Twitter at That's a Shamecast.
You used to be able to
you
find
can't,
Declan.
you can't find me anywhere. I'm deleting my whole presence from the internet.
He's asked me to edit him out of this podcast,
Yeah.
by which I mean all 25 episodes.
You can find Isaac at IsaacBD.
Yeah. Don't come looking any more than that, though, guys.
Shame.city/review.
Yeah, we'd love a review. Shame.city/mail. Get on the mailing list. This is your last chance now. In 2 days' time, we'll be sending out a bonus episode if Declan's still with us.
No. Oh, I see. From then. I thought you meant
from when it
today.
releases. I
see,
did actually.
right, yeah.
I surprised myself by knowing.
Yeah,
when
no,
it was
you did
coming out.
very well. Very well.
And
I'm lost.
That'll be your chance.
I'm living a different life.
Yeah, you just stay calm. I'll wrap this up.
I won't be in the bonus episode. That's confirmed.
The bonus is that it's just me.
It's you and Des.
Oh no!
You, Des, and Nigel doing a big phone in.
Please no. Please let that not be the case. Yes, this has been episode 25. What the fuck has any of it been? This is definitely the most erratic episode. So, I mean, let us know your feedback. ts@shame.city. Do you like it when Declan's terrified in an episode?
Well, I'm the victim of a campaign of absolute terror.
Oh dear. Or not. I mean, either way, we'll accommodate your needs. Thanks for joining us on this terrifying ride.
It was nice knowing you all.
Yeah, you too, Declan. I extend the same thought towards you. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see you on Sunday. Bonus episode out on Friday. Shame.city/mail. Sign up then. Bye.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you.